1. Introduction. My name is Lola. I am 23 years old. I worked in a small coffee shop in the city. I liked my job very much. I made coffee for many different people every day. I smiled at them and said, "Have a good day." My life was quiet and normal. One day, a man came into the shop. He was new. I did not see him before. He was older than me. Maybe he was 40 years old. He was tall and looked strong. He wore a nice coat, but I looked at his eyes first. He looked at me. He really looked into my eyes. No man looked at me like that before. His eyes were warm and kind. They made my heart feel something new. My heart started to beat faster inside my chest. It felt strange, but also good and exciting. He ordered a black coffee. I made it for him quickly. I gave it to him with a smile. He smiled back at me. His smile was kind and gentle. He paid me with a large paper money note. He said, "Please keep the change." It was much money for just one coffee. Then he left the shop. I watched him walk away. I could not forget his eyes or his smile. The next day, he came back. He ordered the same coffee. He smiled at me again, and my heart felt the same jump. He came back the day after that, too. Soon, he came every morning 5 days a week, sometimes 6 days. He always ordered the same black coffee. He always gave me a kind smile. He started to talk to me a little more each visit. One morning, he asked for my name. "My name is Lola," I said. My voice was a little shaky, not strong. He said, "Lola, that is a beautiful name." When he said my name, it sounded different, special. He came every morning like the sun rising. His daily visits made my normal days feel very different. They felt special and exciting. I started to wait for him. I looked for his face in the street before he came inside. My heart felt happy and light when I saw him walking to the door. I wanted to know everything about this man. He was like a mystery that I wanted to understand. Every day, I learned a little more about him from his words and his eyes. He did not talk much about his life, but his eyes seemed to tell me things. They told me he was a good person, maybe a little lonely. I felt a very strong feeling for him. It was more than just liking a customer. It was more than friendship. It was a strong pull towards him, like a force pulling two things together. It felt powerful, maybe a little dangerous. I knew this feeling was changing my life. This man was named Frank. He was the man who came for coffee every morning. And he was the man who made my normal life feel special. It was not normal anymore. It was waiting for Frank. 2. The first date. After 2 weeks, Frank asked me something. It was not about coffee this time. He looked at me across the counter. His voice was quiet. "Lola," he said, "would you like to have dinner with me tonight?" My heart felt like a bird flying fast. Dinner with him? I looked at his hand. I saw a ring there, a gold ring. He was married. My thoughts were clear. They said, "No, Lola, you should not. He has a wife." But my heart wanted to say yes. It wanted to spend time with him away from the coffee shop. It wanted to know more about him. I smiled a little. "Yes, Frank," I said, "I would like that." I tried to tell myself it was okay. It is only one dinner, I thought. Just one dinner, no big problem. That night he came to get me. He opened the car door for me. He took me to a restaurant. It was quiet and nice. The lights were soft and there was quiet music. We sat and talked for many hours. He asked me questions about my life and my dreams. He listened carefully. He told me things about his work. We laughed together many times. He made me feel special. He made me feel like I was the only person in the room, maybe the only person in the world. We drank some red wine. It made me feel warm and happy. After we ate, we went for a walk. We walked in a park. The moon was big and bright in the sky above us. He took my hand. His hand felt warm and strong in mine. It felt good to walk like that with him. He walked me to my door later. He stopped and turned to me. His eyes looked dark in the soft light. He slowly came closer. Then he kissed me. My mind said, "Stop, don't do this." But my lips kissed him back. The kiss was soft at first, then it was deeper. It felt like a dream. In that moment, under the moon, I did not think about the ring or his wife. I only knew I wanted more. I knew that one dinner was not going to be the end. It was just the start. 3, a secret life. After that first dinner, things changed. Frank became a very important part of my life. We started a secret life together. It was like a hidden world that only we knew about. Frank often brought me gifts. They were nice and sometimes expensive. He gave me perfume that smelled beautiful. He bought me dresses that were red and pretty. He said they looked good on me. He also brought sweet chocolates. These gifts felt special because they were from him. They were like secrets between us. He told me that he loved me. He said these words many times. Hearing him say, "I love you," made me feel very happy. His voice was soft when he said it. It felt like a sweet song just for me. He also talked about his life at home. He said his marriage was not happy. He told me that he and his wife were like strangers. He said she did not understand him. He made his home life sound very sad. This made me feel sorry for him. I thought maybe he needed me to be happy. Frank made many promises. He promised that he would leave his wife. He said he would do it soon. He just needed time, he told me. Then he said we could be together openly. We could have a life together without secrets. I wanted to believe him very much. I hoped that everything he said was true. I imagined a future with him. A future where we were a real couple, not a secret one. My life started to feel like it was built on his words and his promises. Everything felt like a dream. A beautiful dream, but a secret one. I waited for him. I waited for his calls and his messages. My heart waited for him all the time. He had become my sweet poison. I knew it, but I could not stop. I lived in this secret world, waiting for his promises to come true. 4. Waiting and doubting. My life changed a lot because of Frank. I started to see my friends less and less. When they asked me to go out for coffee or to the cinema, I often said no. I did not want to be away from my phone. I was always waiting for a call or a text message from him. It was easier for me to stay home alone, just waiting. My mother started to notice the new things I had. I had new, beautiful dresses and nice bags. They looked expensive. One day, she looked at me with worried eyes and asked, "Lola, where do these things come from? They look very nice, but where did you get them?" I could not tell her the truth about Frank. I lied and said, "Oh, a friend gave them to me." I felt bad about lying to my mother. I knew she would not understand my relationship with Frank. She would tell me it was wrong and that I should stop. I spent many nights alone in my small apartment, just looking at my phone screen. I was waiting for his text message. He usually texted very late at night when he was home, but maybe his wife was asleep. Sometimes his message was short, just "I miss you," which made my heart feel a little happy. Other times he would ask me to meet him at a hotel, maybe room 305, and I would get ready very quickly and go. But there were many times when I felt hurt and full of doubt. Sometimes when he came to me, I could smell a different perfume on him. It was a perfume that was not mine. It was his wife's perfume. This smell was like a sharp, quick pain in my heart. Another time, I saw a small mark of red lipstick on the collar of his shirt. It was not the color of my lipstick. When I asked him about these things, he always had a simple answer. He said it was nothing important. He said I was imagining things or worrying too much. He always said he only loved me and that I was the only one for him. When he held me close and whispered my name, I tried to forget the bad things. I tried to forget about his wife and all the little lies. I knew deep inside that I was weak because I stayed with him even though I had doubts and felt hurt. I did not like this feeling of weakness, but I loved him very much. My love for him felt bigger and stronger than my doubt and the pain. So I stayed. I waited for him to leave his wife, as he promised many times. I hoped that one day our life could be open and not a secret. I stayed in this world of waiting and doubting. It was a lonely world, but I felt I could not leave. I stayed because I loved him, even though I often doubted his words and his love for me. I stayed because I was afraid to stop. 5. The big mistake. One Saturday, I felt a strong need to see Frank. He told me he was busy at home and could not meet. I missed him very much. I wanted to see his life, the life he had when he was not with me. I knew it was a bad idea, a very big mistake, but I decided to go. I found his home address. I drove to his house. It was a big house on a quiet street with green trees. It looked like a home for a happy family. My heart was beating fast like a little drum. I walked to the front door. For a moment, I wanted to turn and leave, but I did not. I rang the doorbell. A woman opened the door. She was nice-looking and had kind eyes. It was his wife. She smiled at me. "Hello," she said. "Can I help you?" My mouth felt dry. I had to say something. "Hello," I said softly. I am from the flower shop. I think I have a delivery for this address, but maybe it is wrong." It was not a good lie. She looked a little surprised. "Oh, we did not order flowers." She stopped for a second. "But please come inside for a moment. It is cold outside." She invited me into their home. I wanted to run away, but my feet went inside. I walked into the house. It was warm and clean. On the wall, there were pictures, photos of the family. Frank, his wife, and a young boy with bright, happy eyes, their son. He looked just like Frank. I saw myself in a mirror on the wall. I looked pale and lost. I felt so much shame in that moment. This was his real life, and I was the secret. I was the mistake. Then Frank came into the room. He saw me standing there. His face became white. He just looked at me. He did not say a word. He did not try to help me. He did not explain anything. He just stared. I could not breathe. I turned around quickly and ran out of the house. I ran as fast as I could. I did not want to cry there in front of his wife, in front of his son, in front of the man I thought loved me. 6, the last fight. Lola went to the hotel. Frank came there to meet her, just like he often did. But this time was different. Lola was not happy. She was full of anger and pain because of what happened at his house. When he walked into the room, she started to shout at him. "How could you do that to me?" she yelled. "How could you just stand there and say nothing? You let me stand there like a stranger." Her voice was shaking with all the strong feelings inside her. "You are a bad man, Frank. You are a liar. You are a coward," she cried. Tears came from her eyes, running down her face, but she did not care if he saw them. He tried to walk closer to her. He wanted to take her hand, but she moved away quickly. "Lola, please, you need to listen to me," he said softly. He tried to make her feel calm. "No, I will not listen to your lies anymore," she shouted back. "You made me feel like I was important, but you were just playing games. You made me a fool." He finally took her arms strongly. He put his hands on her face. He made her look directly into his eyes. "I love you, Lola," he said again, his voice low. His eyes looked deep into hers, trying to make her believe him. "Yes, I do. I love you so much, but I cannot leave my son. He is just a young boy. I cannot hurt him like that. It is not possible for me to leave my family, but I love you. Please try to believe me." His words were like a sharp knife cutting into her heart. He said he loved her, but it was clear he did not love her enough to choose her. His son and his family were always first for him. She was always second place. Just at that moment, his phone started to ring. The sound was loud in the quiet hotel room. He quickly looked at the screen of his phone. Lola saw the name on the screen too. It was his wife's name. He immediately let go of Lola's face. He turned his back slightly and put the phone to his ear. "Hello, my dear," he said into the phone. His voice changed completely. It was suddenly quiet, calm, and sounded like a normal, happy husband talking to his wife. He was talking to her right there, in front of Lola. That was the moment that changed everything for Lola. That was the moment she finally understood the truth completely. While he was talking to his wife, pretending everything was fine, Lola started to move. She went to her small bag on the bed. She began to put her clothes inside quickly. She put in her toothbrush and the book he gave her a long time ago. Her hands were shaking a little, but she did not stop. He finished talking on the phone. He turned back to her. He saw her bag was almost full and ready to go. "Lola, what are you doing?" he asked, his voice sounding surprised. She zipped her bag closed. She picked it up. She walked towards the door of the room. She did not look back at him. "Goodbye, Frank," she said. Her voice was not shaking anymore. It was cold and strong. She opened the door and walked out of the room. She did not look back. He did not come after her. He stayed in the room. He let her go away from him. 7. The sad days. The days after I left Frank were very long. My small apartment felt empty and quiet. There were no phone calls. There were no text messages. Frank did not try to find me or talk to me. It was like I was not important to him anymore. The silence was difficult. It felt heavy in the air. I was alone. I had two strong feelings inside me. One was hate. I hated Frank for lying to me. I hated him for his promises. I hated him for not choosing me. I thought about our last fight many times. His words played in my head. He said he loved me, but he could not leave his son. Was that true love? I did not know. The other feeling was sadness. Even though I hated him, I missed him very much. I missed his smile. I missed his voice. I missed the way he looked at me. He made me feel special for a time. My heart hurt. It was a real pain, like a stone in my chest. Being alone was very hard. I did not want to see my friends. I did not want to talk to anyone. I cried a lot. My eyes were often red. My mother came to see me one day. She did not ask many questions. She just sat with me and held my hand. Her quiet help was good. One night, I could not sleep. It was very late, maybe 3 o'clock in the morning. My room was dark and quiet. I lay in my bed and looked at the dark ceiling. My heart still ached. I felt so lonely. I thought about Frank. I had a very strong feeling. I wanted to hear his voice one more time. I knew it was not a good idea. I told myself to be strong, but the wish was too big. I reached for my phone. It was on the small table next to my bed. My fingers found his number very quickly. I knew it by heart. My hand was shaking a little. I looked at the screen. I saw his name there. My thumb moved over the button to call. I took a deep breath. Then I pressed the button. 8, the final call. The night was very quiet. Lola was in her apartment. She felt very alone. She thought about Frank. She missed him even after everything that happened. She felt a strong need to hear his voice. She knew it was not a good idea, but the feeling was too strong to stop. She picked up her phone. Her hand shook a little. She found his number quickly. She knew the numbers by heart. She took a deep breath and pressed the call button. The phone rang 2 times. Then he answered. "Hello." His voice was soft and sounded sleepy. Lola's heart made a small jump like it used to. There was a short silence. Then he said, "Lola, is that you? Are you okay?" He sounded worried about her. This surprised her a little. For a moment, she thought about shouting. She wanted to tell him how much he hurt her. She wanted to say angry words. She wanted to ask him why he lied. All the pain was in her mind. But when she opened her mouth, her voice was different. It was not loud or angry. It was quiet and calm. It felt like all the fight was gone from her body. She spoke slowly. "Goodbye, Frank," she said. Her voice was clear, even though it was quiet. Then she added, "Be happy." These simple words felt important. They were the end. She did not wait for him to speak. She did not want to hear his excuses or his sweet words again. She ended the call quickly. She put the phone down on the table. Then she turned off the sound completely. She did not want to hear it if he called back. She knew he probably would not, but she did it anyway. A strange feeling came over her. It was peace. The heavy sadness started to lift. It was finished now. The story with Frank was over. It was a hard time, a difficult lesson. But she felt a new strength inside her. She knew she could start again. She could be happy by herself. The final call was the last step. Now she could look forward.